Esther saves her people. Chapter 1. The banquet of King Xerxes. Scene: a grand palace, filled with music, laughter, and feasting. King Xerxes sits on his golden throne, surrounded by noblemen. Narrator: in the mighty kingdom of Persia, King Xerxes held a lavish banquet for his nobles and officials. The feast lasted for days, and the palace was filled with joy. Xerxes, in a grand voice, "Bring Queen Vashti. Let everyone see her beauty." Queen Vashti shakes her head, refusing to appear. Narrator: but Queen Vashti refused to come, angering the king. He decided she would no longer be queen. Chapter 2. A new queen is chosen. Scene: a line of young women enters the palace. Among them is Esther, a beautiful and kind Jewish girl. Narrator: the king sought a new queen, and many young women were brought before him. Among them was Esther, a Jewish girl raised by her cousin Mordecai. Xerxes smiles at Esther. "You shall be my queen." Narrator: Esther was chosen as queen, but she kept her Jewish identity a secret. Chapter 3. The plot against the king. Scene: Mordecai outside the palace gates, overhearing two guards whispering. Narrator: one day, Mordecai overheard a plot against the king. Guard whispers, "We will kill King Xerxes." Narrator: Mordecai quickly told Esther, who warned the king. The plot was stopped, and Mordecai's deed was recorded in the royal chronicles. Chapter 4. Haman's evil plan. Scene: Haman, the king's advisor, walks proudly through the streets, but Mordecai refuses to bow to him. Narrator: Haman, a powerful official, was angered that Mordecai would not bow to him. Haman, angrily, "I will destroy Mordecai and all his people, the Jews." Narrator: Haman convinced the king to sign a decree ordering the death of all Jews. Chapter 5. Esther's decision. Scene: Mordecai in sackcloth, pleading outside the palace. Mordecai to Esther: "You must go to the king and beg for our lives." Narrator: but approaching the king without permission could mean death. Esther was afraid. Esther determined, "If I perish, I perish. I will go to the king." Chapter 6. The king's favor. Scene: Esther stands before the king, trembling. The king holds out his golden scepter. Xerxes, warmly, "What is your request, my queen?" Esther, "Come to a banquet, and bring Haman with you." Narrator: the king agreed, and Haman felt honored, not knowing Esther had a plan. Chapter 7. The sleepless night. Scene: the king in his chamber, unable to sleep, reading the royal records. Narrator: that night, the king could not sleep. He read about how Mordecai saved him. Xerxes, surprised: "Has he been rewarded?" Servant: "No, my king." Xerxes: "Then he shall be honored." Chapter 8. Haman's downfall. Scene: Haman enters, expecting praise, but the king orders him to honor Mordecai. Narrator: Haman was forced to dress Mordecai in royal robes and parade him through the city. Haman, gritting his teeth: "This is for the one the king honors." Narrator: Haman's pride turned to shame. Chapter 9. Esther's plea. Scene: Esther's banquet. The king and Haman sit at the table. Xerxes: "What is your request, my queen?" Esther, boldly: "My people are in danger. Haman seeks to destroy us." Xerxes, furious: "Haman, is this true?" Narrator: The king was enraged and ordered Haman to be punished. Chapter 10. Victory for the Jews. Scene. The king issues a new decree allowing the Jews to defend themselves. Narrator. The king gave the Jews a right to fight back. They were victorious, and their enemies were defeated. Esther, smiling, we are saved. Narrator. The Jewish people celebrated their rescue with the festival of Purim, a reminder of Esther's bravery and God's protection. The scene fades to a joyous celebration. The end.